Hey everybody, Mike Steele here with Barbecue Champs Academy, and we are super excited with our guest that we have tonight. We have Rae Barker on Little Gringa, and if you don't know who she is, well, we hate that. You're going to find out all about little Rae, and she won the Masterchef Jr. Home for the Holiday Edition. It was so awesome to see her win. I saw the Texas community just blow up. All of my barbecue friends was just obviously rooting her on. We wanted to see her do so well, and she absolutely killed it. And as soon as that show was over, I was already reaching out to Sarah or Wade. I think I reached out to Sarah at first, like, I'd love to have her on our show. So we always love to give the little ones the spotlight, and Rae is no exception. So we're going to be on here in just a second. We'll have her on, and Wade is with her. And first of all, we're going to give everybody a chance to come in. As always, we always like to know where everybody's at, and give us a shout out where you're from. And we will get started here in just a second. Mr. Dan, so I understand it's something about Barbecue Santa. I saw that you posted that from Houston, Texas. Thank you for being on tonight. And yes, I think it's going to be a great show. We got Mr. Gordon on here from Cleveland. Glad to have you with us, Gordon. Who else? We got Brody. Brody, we appreciate you being here. We got Chuck on here as well. Got Mr. Danny Titus down in South Louisiana. Danny, glad to have you with us tonight. Emlyn, thank you for being with us also from Marietta, Georgia. Christopher's joining us all the way from Connecticut. So we've got them from coast to coast so far, from south to the far east. David, thank you for being here. Rae, yes, she is absolutely awesome, and I cannot wait to ask her a lot of questions. I'm a big fan of MasterChef, both the junior and the adults. I think it's just a great TV show, and I've got some questions that I really want answered, and we'll see if you got some questions about that TV show as well. So thank you, Brenda, for being here. Kim, thank you for joining us from New Braunfels, Texas. Corby, thank you for being here. Mr. John, this is from, I know he is from the frozen tundra of Wisconsin. Thank you for joining us. We got Mr. Brandon Perryman in here. Thank you, from Hockley, Texas. And we got David with us today from Indianapolis, Indiana. So folks are still coming in. Yes, please, as you come in, I'm watching the numbers come up. I'm trying to see where you're from. If you drop a line in the comment section, we'll see where you're from, and we'll get that posted. Renee, we got you from Houston, Texas here. We appreciate you being with us as well. I hope my voice holds out. Needless to say, I've got COVID. Started feeling a little like, I feel like I'm getting a cold or something. Just I could tell there was some drainage on Friday, and Saturday I could say, now I've got something. Sunday I woke up, and man, my throat felt like I had been swallowing razor blades. I thought I had the worst strep throat I've ever had in my life. Went to the doctor yesterday, and he was like, normally folks your age don't get strep, but we'll test you. And it came back positive for COVID. The only symptoms I've really had is I had a terrible sore throat for a couple days. I mean, it felt like I was just swallowed a box full of razors. No aches, no pains, very little runny nose or anything. And but we're getting better. He gave me some antibiotics, and the sore throats kind of went away from yesterday to today, and I would imagine by tomorrow we should be good. So hopefully, if you see me drinking a little bit more, and just kind of keep my throat from drying out so I don't get the cough that goes with it. So anyway, tonight, let's see who else we got. Stephen from Three Rivers, Texas. Sandy all the way from Virginia. Appreciate you. Or excuse me, Susan all the way from Virginia. Oakville, Texas is in the house. Kelly, appreciate you being here. Got Texas in the house. Who else we got? Looks like San Antonio. Samantha, thank you for joining us. Got Irma, thank you for joining us from West Texas. I always get my wife on that. Where are you from? West Texas. Where are we going to cook off this weekend? We're going to go to West Texas to cook. We're at in West Texas. We're going to West Texas. She gets mad at me when I do that. I said the town is called West Texas. So anyway, got some great galoshes there. I know that. Brenda, I hope you feel better. Yep, we're doing good. I'm going to get over this. So, Corbin, thank you for being here. Troy, Texas is in the house. Man, we got a lot of Texas folks on tonight. I figured that was going to happen. Kim, thank you for joining us. And who else we got? Anthony, thank you for being here. We got 52 folks on here. That's pretty good, and it's steadily going up. Once again, as you come on, if you would, just drop us a chat. We always like to hear from our listeners, like to know where you're from. And I hope everybody's going to enjoy our show tonight. I really am glad that y'all came. I think it's so great to give the little kiddos the spotlight when they win big competitions and stuff like that. Reed, he won the American Royal here a couple years ago, and I immediately called Philip. I was like, we got to get him on here. So anyway, I think it's just fun. They're the future of our barbecue and state competitions. We know that. And we wanted to give her the spotlight. That was a big deal that she pulled off, cooking against the kids all over the United States. Prayers quickly up. Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you so much. Mr. Stephen, thank you for joining us. Saginaw, Texas. Merry Christmas to you. Hope everybody has a Merry Christmas. I know it's coming up pretty quick. Now, after, let's see, Christmas is, I think, the 20 on the Monday, the 25th. Tuesday, I'm not going to have my show on the 26th. We will be out of town, so I'm not going to have that show that week. So anyway, Lewis, thank you for joining us as well. Look, man, it's going up. We got 57 folks on here, and people are steadily coming in. I don't want to take up too much more time. I'm kind of watching the numbers and making sure that we're not getting where they're starting to people steadily coming in, which they are, and that's what we want now. I may give it another minute. We're up to almost 60 now. Elizabeth, thank you for joining us. And there's a red hot cooker, SCA points leader right now, and with only a few weeks to go, and she's got quite a lead over Raymond. You pretty much well can say she's going to be the SCA points chase champion. I can't see any way that she can lose it. So, Elizabeth, congratulations on being the 2023 SCA USA Points Champion. We're going to have to reach out to you and get you on our show as well, sweetie. Congratulations. I think I seen last week you had put over 100,000 miles on your car traveling around to competitions this year. That's just amazing. So, thank you for being here. Who else we got? Harold, thank you for being with us. Marble Falls, Sam, appreciate you being here. Thank you for being on our show last week. Justin, thank you for being here. And here's our regular ones that I always know that they're going to be here every week. Appreciate you being here. Mitch, thank you for being here from Ohio. Tony, appreciate you being here. Dino, thank you for being here from Kyle, Texas. And Michael Sanders, thank you, sir, for being with us as well. All right, we got about 60 folks on here. Enough hearing me talk. It's time to get this young lady on here. Miss Rae Barker, little gringa. Hey, sweetie, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for letting us be on the show.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we've got Rae on here, and Wade is her father. Wade, how are you doing, brother?
Doing good. You?
I'm doing good. I guess you're pretty excited for your girl, aren't you?
Oh, extremely excited.
Uh,
It it was one of them things that it wasn't completely expected, and still soaking it in.
I bet. I mean, that's got to be one of them proud dad moments. So,
Sure.
yeah. Anyway, all right, Rae, it's time to get started. And obviously, if anybody's got any questions for Rae, please drop them in the chat, and we will. If I don't get to them right away, I usually am pretty good about going back and taking a look. But Rae, I got to know about you. How in the world did you get started into competition? You go from Kids Q competition, competing in competitions in Texas. Kids Q, obviously more likely probably pork chop and steaks. So next thing you know, you're cooking MasterChef. Like, wow. So tell us a little bit about it. What age was you when you told your mom and dad, hey, I want to go cook a competition, and how did that get started?
Well, I was around five,
Five,
six,
yeah.
five,
Five.
whenever one of my friends' grandpas asked if I would like to go to a kids queue, and I went and I didn't place, but it lit a fire in me basically, and it just sparked my cooking, and I'm really glad that I kept with it and that it's my passion.
Okay, so what do you mainly cook in the Kids Q competitions? Is it mostly steak or mostly pork chop or a little mix of both?
It's usually steaks. Sometimes it may be burgers or pork chops. but it's definitely mainly steaks, which is why I guess I'm so good at steaks because I've been cooking them for so many years.
Wow. Okay, so you had a friend kind of got you into it. It sparked your interest. Okay, I want to do more of this. This is really fun. And you obviously love to cook. I mean, at 5 years old, you're ready to, give me a spatula, give me a grill, get out of the way, mom and dad, and let me do my thing, right? So then you took off. You went to another competition. I mean, how many competitions you started at 5? Wade, you may have to help her because I couldn't remember. You're 12 years old now, right?
Yes, sir.
So at 12, I doubt you can remember a whole lot what you did at 5. How many competitions did she get done, Wade, that first year?
Oh man, the first one was the San Antonio stock show.
That was
Yeah,
her
she
first. That
that
was
was her
her
first.
first one. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh! No wonder. Well, of course you don't just roll up to that one and win your first one. So
no, no. But after that, we got in the truck, and she asked when her next one was on the way home. And so my wife started looking on the phone, finding some more, and we jumped in at the time with Kids Q Nation,
okay.
and it was we just hammered them almost every weekend. Um, Her first year cooking, she was Rookie of the Year with
What?
Kids Q,
Are you
and
kidding? Wow,
I
it's
think
awesome. So
I think
first
we
full
went.
year.
I think we went a couple. She went a couple months of practicing, and she started, um, getting middle of the pack walking, and then it was within that first year she hit her first place at in Goliad, Texas, I think, right, with the Bum
So,
Phillips,
yes, I
Uh,
believe so.
and
wow.
then we just been running hard ever since. We were trying to actually count the other day all the cook-offs, and just with the one we started only with third place, and she has like I think it was like 30 something third place and up already.
Holy cow! That is amazing, girl. Wow.
So how many
That
total?
is
I'm not even sure.
Wow, that is amazing. All right, so I don't want too many questions to get past us, and we're going to pick up, but this could be something there. What's the most challenging thing that you've ever cooked?
Um, the most challenging thing is probably ragu al Lebanese. It is an Italian dish. It is a very complicated dish. You have to wait, or you have to cook it for around 8 hours, and you have to cook the meat and the vegetables a certain way, and then you have to make a sort of like a bedding knot. It's sort
I
of
guess on a bed of like
of
it's almost like grits.
yes, it's a bed of stuff that has the same texture as grits, basically.
Right.
So yeah, that's probably the most challenging thing.
Wow. Wow. Okay. And I've got another question here about a judge, but Mike, I'm going to get to that question, so don't run off because we're going to talk a little bit about her barbecue stuff and then we're going to go into the Master Chef stuff. So, because I wanted to kind of, know who she is, how did she work herself up? So, that's kind of how we're going to progress through the show. So, Mike, we are going to ask that question because that was something I was wanting to know as well. So, you started cooking 5 years old. You've already knocked out over 30 top 3 finishes, which is amazing. And so let me ask this: who in the barbecue, the adults, do you kind of look up to as like mentors? Because I've seen you in some pictures with some, some pretty heavyweights out there, and one of them was Ernest Avantes. So who do you really look up to and admire?
Um, Probably Gringo. I don't really know how to like.
Probably Alton,
Yeah.
Alton
Alton,
Paris, and then
Alton,
she's with Jackie
Yes.
and
Jackie
Tim.
Milligan.
Yes.
Um,
Okay,
Definitely.
that's who
Them too.
she kind of turns to on everything.
okay,
She's You've had a lot of help from other people like Ernest.
Yes.
Ernest helped
Ernest.
me a lot in the beginning. Um, Sarah and Roddy.
Mhm.
There's been quite a few along the way that have helped her out, but those
This
are
kind
probably
of
the main
helped her.
ones.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's Jackie. I mean, come on. I mean, that girl is a heavyweight herself,
That's
so she is
pretty
just as
good.
bad as
Yeah.
they come. That is absolutely great. So, had a little bit of tutoring along the way that's kind of showed you some of the things. And, I mean, I guess as a young girl like you that really enjoys doing this, I guess you're just like a sponge. You just absorb that, right? And so did you do a lot of practicing? Like, I'm not going to just take this lightly. I'm going to go out, I'm going to put the work in, and I'm going to excel at what I'm doing. Was that kind of what you really wanted to do?
Yes, sir. I really wanted to. I wanted to expand my cooking from not only barbecue but into more. How do I word it? More complex
More
dishes.
complex. Okay. Yeah, more complex dishes and stuff. Yeah, more creative, more complex type dishes.
Yes, sir.
So you
Okay.
did practicing.
Hmm.
She
Yeah.
beginning it was pretty much a couple times a week her practicing with pork chops and then steaks and then she kind of got in a rhythm and a routine and she cut back a little bit on her practice, but it was still pretty much at least once a week, and then competitions on the weekend she was practicing. So
Wow. That is awesome. All right, Alexandra, my daughter is 5 now and I want her to get into it. Love this. Well, there you go. So, and y'all make sure you stick around at the end of the show. Alexandra, especially you, we're going to have an important announcement that we're going to drop here at the end. And I don't want everybody to leave because I think this is going to be something that everybody's going to like, especially if you got kids involved in barbecue as well. So, all right, Tracy, let's see. Congratulate. I really enjoyed you on MasterChef Jr. What is your favorite protein to smoke? Okay, that's a good question, kind of staying into the barbecue. What's your favorite protein to smoke or cook, grill, whatever?
I don't really have a favorite, but one of my favorite, but actually it's pork loin, especially
Okay.
whenever I do the braided pork loin. It's really pretty, especially when you smoke it. Um, so
So
yeah,
you take a pork loin, you cut it into threes, and then you braid it.
yes, sir.
Oh my gosh, here we go. We're not even, we're 12 years old, and she's already learning how to braid a pork loin and cook it. That is absolutely amazing. Yeah, that's that chefy chef stuff, you want to do the culinary type stuff. Well, I want to make it pretty. And you know what? You eat with your eyes first. And if it looks good on the plate, it's probably going to taste pretty good. So, all right. I don't know. Do you know Brody? Daniel?
Yes, sir. I've actually competed against him a couple of times.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of
A lot
times.
of times, Brody's a pretty bad one as well. He holds his own. So, what's your favorite cook-off that you've ever cooked?
Favorite cook?
Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. Have you cooked the Chupacabra cook-off? I mean, which one is your favorite?
I don't really. I've never really thought about it. I've never really thought of which one's my favorite, actually.
Okay, which one of your biggest? The Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
Yes, sir. That's one of my biggest.
That's your biggest. And how did you do at the Houston
Oh yeah,
Livestock
and the roll, the
and the
American
American
roll.
Roll? So, how did you do at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo?
The first time I placed, I don't
the first time you didn't get to find out what you placed.
I
They
didn't.
didn't release the scores.
Oh
The
What
second
about
time, reserve.
you
yeah.
got reserve grand champion the second? Wow.
Yes,
That's
sir.
amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Hey, you like me. I mean, I got a couple of them that I like to cook, but to me, just any competition that I get to go to is absolutely awesome. So that's really, really cool. Okay, got another congratulations from Teresa. Elizabeth, now here is a lady that knows a little bit about steak. So she is currently, I might as well not even say currently. She is going to be the State Cook-Off Association USA points champion. She is in first place, got a substantial lead. Nobody's going to catch her, and she says you are a rock star at 12 years old. So, and that's
Thank
coming from a lady that is a steak beast herself. So, Rub It Out Barbecue is awesome. Let's see who else we got. So proud of you, Ray. Let's see who else. Papa Ran and Mama Stella's watching, so you got more fans in the house, and she's absolutely amazing. I'm just trying. Okay, I'm sure you know Miss Robles here. So,
Yeah.
what about Fred? Have you got a chance to talk with Fred quite a bit?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Fred and Yachty are another ones that they've helped out a lot with her.
that's
They've
good.
they've been good mentors for her and helped her along the way with anything she's ever needed.
Yeah, they're great people right there. That is for sure. Well, if you learn anything from Fred, you've got one of the best in the world to learn from. Yeah, I'm glad I'm getting it before she moves up. Ain't that for sure? So, oh goodness gracious, man, we've got so many congratulations from Anthony. Congratulations from Shannon. Mr. Darren, thank you for being here. Lucky Seven is watching. Very proud of you. Man, look at the folks we've got on here. This is one of the biggest shows we've ever had, Ray. I don't know if you know it. I saw 95 people on here just a minute ago. We're setting records over here. So I think that we're getting close. Fred, I think, is the highest one that we've ever had. That one was one. One time we had Michelle Martinez. Do you know Michelle? Yeah, we had Michelle, and I think it was Michelle, and we had Erica Dotson, and somebody else was on our show one time. And I think we had three ladies on here. It has obviously been our most watched show that we ever had. We had like over 110, 115 people, and you're right there. So Roddy says, words cannot express. Super proud of you. I know you know who Roddy is. We got folks just steadily pouring in. Let us know that you're here. You've done a great job. Keep up the great work. Stephen, congratulations. Yeah, man, I'm just going to throw some of these. It's always so good to eat. Yeah, so must be your tenderloin. Awesome. Let's see, Samantha. What is the next stop in your cooking journey? Next big goal she wants to do? We're going to ask that question here toward the end as well. So, I mean, folks are just steadily coming on and congratulating you one after another. We're so proud of your accomplishments. That's from Bo Daniels. Let's see who else we got. Dylan, thank you. Congratulations. Barbecue Santa, so proud of you. That's you know who that is. I heard you gave him the name. That's Mr. Dan. So you got a lot of fans on here, and a lot of people are really excited to see what you have done. So how many competitions have you literally done? I know you started off really strong, right? I mean, you was cooking competitions quite a bit. In the last couple of years, are you still cooking a lot of kids' cues and stuff?
After Masterchef Jr, we kind of took a little break, but I'm starting to get back into the cook-offs again.
There you go. Yeah, y'all better watch her. She's got more experience. You better be careful of this one. So it sounds like you've had a great time with the kids' queue and learning that. And has that prepared you for the bigger stage like MasterChef? And I think that was one of the questions. What's your next step in your cooking journey? We're going to ask that at the very end, Samantha. So stick around. We'll get her question there. You just broke the barrier. We're over 100 people on here right now, Ray. So congratulations. That's awesome. All right. So did the kids' queue kind of get you ready for something like MasterChef? Like, what was your, I mean, let's see, MasterChef, you was what, like 10, 11 years old when you auditioned for MasterChef? So
11.
11 years old. So what was it that would you go to mom and dad and say, hey, mom, Dad, I want to go try out for Kids MasterChef? Was that, tell us how the audition went. I mean, how did you even audition for that?
Actually, they found me on Instagram or
Facebook.
Facebook, and they reached out, and mom and dad thought it was a scam, right? I thought it was a scam.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they reached out to you. They found you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wow.
They found her and they reached out, and like you said, my wife saw it and just kind of blew it off. And then there was another time they reached out like shortly after and reached out, and she was like, maybe it's not a scam, and she answered back, and it wasn't, and we were like right at the deadline to get her to audition.
So.
Wow. Wow. So they found you. You went. So tell us about that process. And if you have, so how did you go through the whole audition? Where was it at? How did I've seen, like, the adults, they have all these people in here. They bring a few of them in at a time, and they cook and they pick out somebody. They took 12, I think, out of this last time that I seen it. So how did they do that with you guys?
So we did lots of Zoom video calls, and afterwards they said that we had they said that I could fly up there. So we flew up to California, and then I cooked some food for them, and then after that, it was the final cut, and I made it. So
That is awesome. So what did you cook? So tell us about that. What did you cook for them when you got up there? And by the way, we went over 113 just a minute ago. You're officially the most watched show that I've had on Barbecue Champs Academy. So there you go. That's awesome. Y'all made it happen. So tell us about that. What did you cook in the audition? You remember?
so I made some tuna and salmon fish tacos for them with a cabbage coleslaw, and they loved it, and that's how I got in, basically.
Okay, you got in there. So how many rounds?
Yeah,
Go ahead,
that
Wade.
That was her plate there. Before we
was
got to even go, she had to cook other stuff here
yes.
and make a cut, and then she had to show her knife skills and all her different.
Definitely.
There's a lot of video that went into me
Yes.
before they called us to go over there to that audition, the actual cut there.
Right.
So she did a tomahawk steak with lobster and potatoes. Was it potatoes? Here.
So wait a minute. You cooked a tomahawk steak, lobster, and potatoes, and sent that in, or they saw how you went about cooking all that?
You cooked it live for them.
You cooked it live for them.
Yes.
Holy cow! No pressure. You know, you got all the TV executives watching. I need you to whip up a meal for me real quick. And so, how long did they give you to cook that?
An hour.
Yeah, it was
Gave
about
you 1 hour.
It was an hour, just like the show.
Yes.
Oh my goodness gracious! Yeah, we're fixing to start getting
Exact time. So
1 hour. That is absolutely amazing. So you made the audition. You cooked for the executives. I was on Barbecue USA on the Food Network, and I know we went through a lot of interviews asking us. They wanted a lot of pictures and stuff from us. We didn't have to cook anything because they kind of had our credentials. And but I know it's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that you lead up as you get to the show. They wanna see how your personality is, what you can do, things like that. So you went through all that audition, you made the cut, and then how many did they take into the actual airing of the show? Was it 12? You remember, Wade?
there was on the actual show there was 9.
Was 9?
On the actual show, they started off with 9.
Yes.
It was 9.
So
Okay.
we started
Being a
with
holiday special, they said they did a lot of cuts prior.
Right.
So that because it was shorter like season, you know, so they couldn't
Right.
fit all the kids, so they did a lot of cuts before.
Before it. Okay. All right. Brandon, wow, that's amazing. I can't cook anything complex. So talented. Stephanie West, way to go. Very impressive. Got more folks coming in. Congratulations. What a great experience. Wow, that's awesome. And man, this is unbelievable. What's going on? How are you doing? Glad you're here. Congratulations. More people steadily coming in, and congratulations. So proud of you, Angie Garcia. Okay, so you made the cut. You got the 9. All right, so now then, I've got some questions. I love MasterChef. I've always loved the show. And I know they sit up there and they tell you, okay, you've got to go cook for us, right?
Yes.
Do you already have in mind what you're going to cook, or do they ask you what you're going to cook? Or when they just bring you up, say, okay, I can't remember, like the semifinals, they didn't give you a protein. Help me remember this, both of y'all. Did they give you something that you had to cook? Because I remember everybody cooked something different. So did they just tell you, I've got to have a dish and let's go? Is that how it works?
So the semifinals was a mystery box challenge.
Yes.
That's
so
right. It was
I didn't know what I was gonna get.
So you had, let me guess, you had, was it?
Tell them what you had in your mystery box.
So I had
What was it?
crawfish.
A crawfish. That's right. You made the etouffee. I mean the jambalaya.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So you had crawfish. That's right. You had crawfish. I forgot what the other two had. And you had no idea that you was going to get crawfish.
Yes, that's right.
And you had 1 hour to cook this.
Yes, sir. Whenever I cooked it, I was surprised when they said, so you're making a jambalaya that usually takes a couple of hours to cook, and you're cooking it
In 1 hour.
in 1 hour. So whenever I cooked it, I was like, well, now I thought, well, now I really have to make sure that I nail this because if it takes a couple of hours to cook jambalaya and I'm cooking it in 1 hour, I got to make sure everything's on point. So I was just, I was just really, that time I was really nervous.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. So literally when they give you 1 hour, you only have 1 hour. That's not staged in any way. It's 1 hour. You got to go shop, come back and cook. They don't
Uh,
they don't fudge on that time. They don't give you they
they
let
don't,
you. That's
no,
amazing.
they don't let us, they don't stop it for really anything.
It's just
Yeah,
you got
they
an
never
hour.
stopped it.
You got an
We
hour to
got
go
an hour
cook.
to go. The first episode,
That's
the first
amazing.
episode we took around, I don't know.
No. What?
No,
Oh,
when we went to the pantry, we were still trying to get used to it. All the kids, all of us kids. I'm trying to word it right. All of us kids, went in there and we went and tried to find everything. But since we were getting used to it, it took us a little while. So Gordon himself came in there and said, "Come on, guys, y'all gotta hurry. Y'all have already. There's already this much time gone." And we were like, "Wait,
Oh
what?"
no. So it's 1 hour. So I mean, you think about that. Just for we got 116 people on here tonight. Awesome. I'm glad everybody came out to support you, Rae. This is absolutely awesome. 119 now. I want you to think about that. She gets a mystery box. It's crawfish. She's got 1 hour. Now you got to make a dish. You've got to make a dish for like probably one of the most elite restaurant owners in the world, Gordon Ramsay. For goodness sakes, you got Erin on there, and I forgot what was the other lady's name. Not Gordon's daughter,
Uh,
that-
Daphne Oz.
Daphne. I mean, it's no pressure, Rae. You know, you've got 1 hour. You've got crawfish. I mean, I would think throw it in some boil and make a crawfish boil, right? But no, you're going to turn around and you're going to make a jambalaya with crawfish in it. And yeah, you got to get it right because you really, I mean, I guess the most important thing, you had to get the rice right because if you had crunchy hard rice, I'm sure that would have killed it, right? So did you know, okay, I have got to get that down?
Yes, sir. I was definitely trying my best with it. The rice did need to be cooked a little longer. The judges said that it needed to be cooked for another like 30 seconds, but
Wow.
I wasn't too upset. Um, it was really stressful trying to actually do all that because whenever we had to make cookies on the side with it, that was definitely
Okay, all
it
right.
was stressful.
Okay, time out. I remember that. It was I don't know, 20 minutes left, and they said, you got to cook cookies. And I'm
Yeah.
like, there, come on. There's no way. I mean, there's no way that they can keep cooking all that they're doing. And now you got cookies that you got to cook. So at least tell me that they already gave you a cookie dough with chips already in it where you didn't have to go roll all that stuff out. Please tell me that.
Um, I would love to answer that with the full. I'm answering this honestly. I actually don't remember if they gave us pre-made or we had to make it. I actually don't remember
Wade,
anything.
do you remember?
we were stuck in a little room
Yeah.
in the back of
That
middle of
is
nowhere, like a closet almost. So
That is insane. Even though in the middle that they throw that at you and y'all had to roll out cookies, cook cookies, and you're over there cooking a jambalaya, a crawfish jambalaya that you had no idea that you was going to be cooking. And I mean, all the stuff was amazing. I'm just like, so that is really amazing that it is literally live because I've often wondered about these shows. Like, did they really give them a little extra time? I mean, this is TV. You know, we can bend a lot of stuff when we film our classes and things to make it fit. That is amazing that you came up. I'm going to cook a crawfish jambalaya. I don't remember what else you had. I know you cooked the chocolate chip cookies and they freaking loved your dishes. They loved the flavor that you got that much flavor in your food in less than an hour because you still had to go shop. That's the crazy thing. So when you got that, I think you had sausage in it as well. So you kind of did a sausage.
In
Wasn't that
the
wasn't that what was in it? A sausage and
andouille
something else,
sausage,
Andouille
andouille sausage.
sausage.
andouille sausage and crawfish. So had you cooked something like that before that you knew where to go there with that, or
I,
did you,
You,
or did you just say, "I'm going to go cook. I know what I'm going to do."
she
Is
cooked similar stuff, not exactly that,
yes,
but she's been around it and had an idea around it, so kind of
yes, sir.
made it happen.
Yeah.
that's absolutely amazing. That just blows me away that you can be creative on the spot that quick to go and grab something and to cook it. That blows me away. Okay, so we've got this question now has popped up. I think Stephanie had asked this. Who is your favorite judge and why? So we're kind of at that point we can start asking. Who is
Um,
your favorite judge and why?
Definitely, honestly, Gordon Ramsay. They were all really nice, so I don't. I'm picking favorites because it's truth. Definitely Gordon Ramsay, and it's because first of all, I've always wanted to meet him, and second of all, um, I'm just trying to think of how to describe it. It's just it was
Just a dream come true, kind of.
basically yes.
Dream come true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a legend. I mean, golly, that's just crazy. So, okay, so he was your favorite. Was he? He now on the adults, man, he comes across as like whoa, a hard butt, right? I mean,
Yeah.
he lights into him, especially in Hell's Kitchen. We see how his temper. He wants perfection. You can tell that about him. How was he with you guys? Obviously, he was like a little teddy bear because I mean you're kids, but
Yes.
did he ever really make y'all feel uncomfortable? Did he always try to? Did he? I don't know how much. We're seeing a little bit from each station. Is he there, kind of letting y'all do y'all's thing, or does he come by quite a bit more often than what it shows in the TV to help y'all out?
Actually, he's first of all he's really nice, and he didn't come around too much. He let us do our thing. He came and let us. He came and looked at what we were doing, and if he would tell us if we needed to do something with what we were cooking. But he would really just let us do our things, and um, on the show it shows them coming around just for a little bit, which is actually true. They did only come around for that
Couple
time.
times. Okay.
But yeah, they're really nice, and everything that it pretty much showed on the TV is basically how it happened.
That's amazing. Okay, well, Kira says, hello, congratulations, girlie. Now, Kira cooked her first adult SEA competition last weekend. She had cooked two in the kids division in SEA, but she cooked her first adult. She had a second place finish with a 254.3 score. 254.5 is perfect. And the guy
Nice.
that won first place got a 254.5. I think he's the 10th person to ever get a perfect score in SEA. So
Wow.
she's a force to be reckoned with as well. She cooks way better than her dad, by the way. So
Ray knows.
anyway, oh goodness. So what I would do to Pine Gordon, yeah, he wants to put a Pine Gordon's face. So Rice kills everyone in comps, always hard to get right. Yep, absolutely. Congratulations, so impressive for a young lady. All right, give me just a second. I'm going to run through these. I've got more questions. This is absolutely fascinating to me. You are amazing. Congratulations. Got 111 folks on here. Stay because we got more stuff coming. Elizabeth is still on here, the SEA champ. She's on here. Let's see. Congratulations, Ray. Never stop. Keep killing it. That's it. Danny Helms from Be Extreme. What was your toughest test on the show cooking? Okay, so what was your toughest dish that you were like, I don't know what I'm gonna do this, but I gotta turn this into something that's amazing.
I gotta think about that.
Probably jambalaya.
Oh
The
yeah,
j-
okay.
the
Probably,
jambalaya, probably the
probably.
jambalaya.
That's the
Okay.
one she's stressed over the most with me,
Mhm.
talking to me at least.
Okay, it was the jambalaya. Wow.
Yes, sir.
I mean, come on. So on the crawfish, did you boil the crawfish, peel them, and then put it in the jambalaya?
Um,
You remember?
can I, what do I'm trying to
Yeah,
think.
you.
We didn't.
I
I
don't
didn't.
know. I was like I
We
said in a little room.
um. They actually since when we did the mystery box challenge, they actually I don't know if I could say it or not. I don't.
They had some there,
They
kind
had
of.
some there in the like area for us already.
That was
Or
that you could
not
use.
already.
That you could
Yes,
use. Right.
they
Okay. Yeah.
they
Yeah.
kind of came. They kind of came behind the scenes
They were
and switched basically
they were
the
already
crawfish
like
out.
peeled and everything for it.
Yeah, kind of pre-ready because it would be hard to boil a crawfish, get it ready. That's what I was saying. I was just blown away. Like, yeah, some of that stuff has to be kind of set up for you where you can actually do it because you can't get the water boiling, much less get the crawfish
Right.
done and all that. And that makes sense. I mean, I think people would probably realize you don't take something from raw to go that quick. Okay, so man, what was your reaction when you first got on the set? Oh, that's a great question, Mike. So when you walk out there, you've got this massive, unbelievable kitchen, right? You've got this incredible pantry with everything that you could possibly imagine. What was you thinking? Like, hey, here I am. 5 years ago, I was flipping steaks in a deadgum burning meat in a parking lot, and now here I am. 6 years later, I'm in the Masterchef kitchen. Like, what went through your mind?
Um, a lot. It was overwhelming for me, not in a bad way, in a really good way, because it's like it was my dream to step into that kitchen and actually getting to see the timer and the logo and the pantry, because I've only seen little bits of it through the show, and
Right.
actually getting to walk and run and get stuff from it was super. And I am being completely honest, super, super exciting. And
That's so
it was
awesome.
mind blowing.
I bet. That is absolutely awesome. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so we'll get to that question, Kim. Give me a second. So you walk in, you see everything. There was a question I was fixing to ask you. You're excited to be there. Um, and you go in and you start cooking. How many rounds was okay? The question I was going to ask is how many days was this filming? Did they try to film like 2 or 3 of them episodes in one day, or is this you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
did they won? Okay, y'all won. Everybody clear the set. We're gonna come back in, give you guys a couple hours to recoup, come back and do it again. How did they do that?
Actually, before we even got to step on
Nothing. Sorry.
before we even actually got to step on set, they made us. They told us we could stay we stayed at the hotel for around like a week or two.
Yeah, we were there. We were there
Okay.
all together in California for like a month and a half.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, it was-
We when they told us we were flying out, they said we would be there until we got out or she got out.
Right.
And so the finale, from the time we left to the finale, was about a month and a half.
So Wade, how many? I mean, when they were cooking, how many rounds was that? It was 10. Was it like 10?
No, they had all the. It was. Let's see.
technically
first round,
5.
Five
about,
rounds.
Yeah, about 5 rounds.
Technically 5 because there was the first
There was a
episode,
challenge
and
and
then there was the
everything.
challenge with the pies when we were filling them and doing the
Right.
whipped cream, and then there was when me and Landon went to the
Up to the
up to the balcony, and
Right.
then they had the other challenge where you had to cook your savory pies, and then it was the jambalaya when I cooked the jambalaya, and then whenever the finale.
Okay,
So
we're going to talk about the finale here because I know everybody wants to know about that.
It
So
was pretty much one episode a day of shooting.
it's one episode a day. That's what I wanted to know. Is it something that they film, they clear everything out, they give you guys a couple hours, and they come back and redo it all again? It's not. It's an episode. Come back the next day. It's another episode.
It,
So
it
it
was
was more spread out. We'd do it like a day, and then they'd give us like a day or two off.
yeah, there was
okay.
well,
No, more of
They
like a
had to-
day because we still did interviews some days.
yeah, they
just
did interviews
itself.
some days in between, and then
Okay.
they also had the adult shooting
Yes.
for MasterChef at the same time. So
Oh, okay. So that was going on at the same time. So they was working y'all in. Okay. There we go. Now we're getting all the story. That's what I'm talking about. So on MasterChef, what was the craziest ingredient you used? Yeah, that may be hard to come up with on the spot. So
maybe the squash thing. No, I'm just trying to look at what I saw.
I
seemed
don't
out of-
actually. I didn't really work with any crazy ingredients. Maybe the brandy. Maybe
Okay.
you
the
had a
brandy.
brandy.
Maybe. I don't really. There wasn't really anything crazy. I've never worked. I've never really worked with brandy in a dish, so that one, yes, that was kind of difficult to do with that. But
Oh,
so yeah, probably brandy. Yeah.
brandy. Okay. All right. So here's a good one. Ray, do you do most of the cooking at your house?
Yeah.
Yeah, she does a
Yeah.
lot of
A lot of the cooking. Okay. That's
probably
good.
between the two of us, but she's right there. It's probably 50-50 between the two of us, and then mom throws in some.
And mom
Yeah.
throws some in
I'm
as
more.
well.
I cook. Whenever since I have a new. My mom has a newborn.
Okay.
I help or I make lunch and some he
And do that.
does mainly the breakfast because I sleep in while he cooks breakfast.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes I wake up before
Wow,
he
that's
eats
awesome. Yeah,
breakfast.
congratulations, Ray. Never stop. Keep killing it. Danny Helms, what was your toughest test on the show Cooking? So, what was like the hardest? Like, was the mystery box? I mean, I would think something like you had no idea. That had to be pretty hard for somebody that's 11 years old. Was that your hardest test?
I would think so, yes, sir.
Yeah, it's pretty hard.
Yes, yes, sir. That would probably be the hardest thing that I did was the mystery box.
Okay. Okay. On the mess, it was the crazy. We already talked about the crazy ingredients. I'm just kind of looking through. Y'all keep the questions coming. So, I said you were planning out your. Okay, we got Alfred. I see your question. Talking about you're already planning out your restaurant. We'll get to that here in a second. Are you ready? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to kind of wrap up the deal with going into the finales, and then we got a lot of questions on here. So we're going to kind of ask those. So then all of a sudden you got to the finals, and they allowed you to cook anything that you wanted. So I know one of them was cooking a New York strip steak, which I was like, man, I would have grabbed a ribeye, but I'm glad she grabbed a strip. That's the first thing I'm thinking. I was like, glad she grabbed a strip, not a ribeye, because they're not as juicy. That was the first thing. I forgot what the little boy cooked. Didn't he cook? He cooked salmon, and then you come in and you're cooking deer, venison, cooking. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she is going to cook venison. I was like, she's got to fry it. I mean, I get, then you say, well, I'm going to cook venison. I'm going to make homemade biscuits. I'm going to cook gravy. I'm going to do a cranberry something and green beans. And I'm like, how? And that's when I was just like, there's no way that this little girl is going to cook all of that in 1 hour. There's like homemade biscuits just to put all that together. But you did, and it's absolutely amazing. And, everybody's probably looking at you. I don't think they have ever had that on the show. And, they're like, she's cooking venison? Like, man, the adults don't even do this. So, obviously, we seen pictures at that point of you skinning deer and cutting up everything and hunting, killing stuff. I mean, you're a little Miss Daniel Boone. You're out there doing all this stuff. So tell me, obviously, you knew the one dish that's my signature dish. You was so comfortable, you could tell you was doing it. Tell me your process. Okay, I want to cook this. This is something I do every day. It's something this is my holiday meal, right? This is just our everyday. We love this. Tell us a little bit about that.
So, the biscuits, the gravy, the gravy was kind of a mix. But the fried venison and biscuits was actually all recipes that has been passed down from basically how many generations?
Several.
Several generations.
That's the way we've been cooking it as my
For
great grandparents cooked it, and mom taught me, and then we
Right.
taught her. And
Yeah.
it's
That's
just passed
awesome.
down.
That's absolutely awesome.
it's a family meal we eat for basically a Christmas brunch.
Christmas brunch. There you go. That's awesome. And that's what they said, they was like, this is something that we eat, and I think one of the biggest things is once I seen everybody's food, I'm sitting here like going, okay, I think the steak, I think she shouldn't have done that. And I saw him cook the fish and I was like, if she gets this venison right, that's going to blow their mind. Cause the first thing, a good batter on that, right. That sticks to it, that don't crumble off, that's got some seasoning in it. I saw Dara on there and she came over and I saw she sampled your gravy and she said it needs a little bit more salt. I do want you to know, I did reach out to Dara on Instagram and I messaged her yesterday and I was like, I'm going to have Rae on, and if there's any way that you could be on our show, let me know. If she never got back to me, she may not have checked her message, but I was going to have her as a surprise guest on here. What did you think of Dara? Because Dara, to me, was amazing. She won junior. I think she was off a year, and then she came in audition for the adult, and that girl was killing it. She won it. So what was it like to have Dara to kind of come in, and she was your sous chef for 5 minutes?
Wait, it wasn't. Was it 5 minutes?
I think you had 5 minutes. Was
No, it was no.
two
It was
2
1 minute.
minutes?
1 minute.
It was 1
1
minute.
minute. Okay, 1 minute with each one.
So,
Okay.
Yes.
So what was that like?
It was nice. I didn't really know who Dara Yu was at
Okay.
first.
Okay.
But once I learned a bit about her after, or not after, but during, it was really cool
That's
because
good.
it was cool how she went to the finale on Masterchef Jr. and then she went and won it in the adults, which I thought is really cool because
Yeah.
that's actually what. After I heard that, that's actually why I want to go now and do the adults whenever I'm old enough.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. We're going to kill it, ain't we? Okay, so Susan says, were there any items you wanted in the pantry, in the kitchen, that wasn't there? And if they weren't, could you request an item?
Not,
I don't think so.
not really. I think it was,
I do know that I asked where my deer meat came from because I wanted to know. I asked what kind of deer it came from, so they went and reached out, but they said that they didn't know, so they said they might reach out, but I guess they never did because I never got the answer.
Wow. So you just grabbed it anyway and let it rip. Okay. Have you been in contact with the other kids that was on the show? Have y'all kind of stayed close to any of them?
Yes, sir. We have. I have all their phone numbers, except
That's
I didn't
awesome.
get to talk to them for a little while because my old phone broke.
Okay.
So I lost all their numbers. So when I got my new phone, I started getting everybody's numbers back again.
Okay.
I still have to get some more of their numbers, but I have some kids.
Phones. That is awesome. Okay. Could you bring anything with you as far as seasonings or sauces?
No, they
No,
did not let us do that. We
have-
had to make all of our sauces we had to make it if we were going to use a sauce, we had to make it on camera and all that. We didn't get to prep it beforehand. And all the seasonings we had to figure out and stuff, which I'm glad my seasoning.
there wasn't any pre-mix
Yes.
seasonings. You didn't bring anything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's the better cook in the house? Go on and say it, Rae. There you go. There you go. What about desserts? Do you like to bake desserts? That's another question.
Yes, baking isn't really my big thing, but I do like to bake on the side sometimes. I like to make lemon meringue pies and
Okay.
lemon meringue,
The lemon tart.
lemon tarts.
Lemon tarts. Okay. What's the hardest? What's
Oh,
the
yeah,
hardest?
and
What's the hardest meat that you've ever had to cook? Hardest meat. And if none of them really gives you any trouble, I mean, yeah, I'm pretty good with all of them.
I don't really have a hard one.
Probably the
Okay.
pork one because it can get dry.
Oh,
If you overcook it, yeah, it can be
That's
really
right.
nasty. Let's see. Okay, as soon as she announced her final menu, I said, "That's it, Texas. That is so Texas." Yeah. Let's see. I was shocked when most of the judges had fried venison for the first time. Yeah, I mean there was a couple of them.
I was really surprised. I was like, wow, I gave the judges something that they've never tried, especially Tilly. You would think that she would have tried something sort of like it, or she would have tried it with Gordon, since her dad's one of the world's greatest.
Right. Yeah.
So I was surprised.
Sure.
I was definitely surprised when she said this was my first time trying it. So yeah, I was definitely super excited whenever I made her, or she got to try it.
She got to eat it. Yeah. Well, the first thing I loved was when Gordon got ready and he went to cut it. He said, "Rae, how's what's the doneness going to be?" And you said it should be a medium. And he cut it, and I looked at that and I was like, "She won." I was like, to be able to get that, I said, she is going to absolutely kill this. So that is absolutely amazing. This is great. What's your favorite thing to cook, Rae?
My favorite thing
Yeah,
is
just if there's one thing you had to cook all the time, what would it be?
Um,
What's your favorite thing?
most
What's your
all
favorite thing to cook? Like, is there
pretty
one thing?
Foods,
pretty much
steaks.
most of pretty much most of it is actually my favorite because I love all the different recipes. So they're basically all my favorite. But the one that I would love to cook pretty much every day would definitely be ragu al bolognese. It's just
Okay.
I am in love with it now after I
Okay.
tried it and made it. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's pretty awesome right there. Man, we have got a lot of great questions, and I'm sorry. I mean, they're coming in so fast. You've been contact. Let me give me a second. I'm going to run through these real quick. Okay. Um, Here we go. Okay, Alfred. Ray, I see that you're planning out your restaurant. What kind of food do you want to have? Also, what would be the name of your restaurant?
Uh, I'm still working on my menu, but I kind of want to do a diner themed. But I want to throw. I've still got a lot of things to work on about my menu, but probably in a diner kind of theme, but an '80s diner sort of something like that. Um, yeah, an '80s, '70s diner.
Kind of elevated diner food.
Yes, definitely.
I think that would be great. I got choked up over here.
Yeah,
I knew that throat would get me sooner or later. And I was thinking about that the same thing. A diner is like, that's home cooking. And you really just cannot beat any kind of home cooking food, right? I mean, I think an 80s diner would be great. That's the first thing I was thinking. Like, excuse me, guys, is something like that would be just phenomenal because you cook everything, right?
yes, sir.
And having something like that would be wonderful. So let me see here. I don't want to lose my voice. See, about to do it. Let's see. Any other question? Anything you want to talk about real quick, Ray? And we're going to get one other
Um,
question. Go ahead.
I actually have a question. What are I noticed all the seasonings and stuff in the background of your screen. I was wondering what is that? What kind of whose seasonings are those with?
Well, the ones right here are Aaron Leslie with Texas Oil Dust. And we've got some other things back here. Mark Lambert with Sweet Swine of Mine. We've got some of Crawford's stuff back here. These are all the guys that we've had film Barbecue Champ Academy. Aaron Leslie, Mark Lambert. They're all world champion pit masters and stuff. And we bring them in, and when they film, they leave all their product here. And we've got a little display of all their different stuff out here. So that's where all that
That's
comes from. So
that's cool.
it's pretty cool. So speaking of that, I want to get back, and everybody do not leave. Just stick real quick because I've got one thing. If I can go back here and find this question, let me go back here. Sit tight. I'm running through all because I seen this question pop up, and I want to go ahead and get this out here while we can. So I'm trying to find. I've got like 900. Do not leave. Please do not leave because I'm trying to find this question. Let's see. I know it was by Danny. Give me just a second to see if I can find it. Trying to remember about what time it was. Okay, so here we go. Here's the question. When will cooking classes happen? This is a question that Danny Titus asked just a minute ago. And I just want to let everybody know that I did reach out to Wade and Sarah both and talk to them. I've had over the last year several people asked me when we were going to do a kids class to teach how to cook pork chops and steak for the kids queue. And we have invited Ray to come on to Barbecue Champs Academy, and she's going to give her 100% tell-all competition class to show the kids how she cooks her steaks and pork chops. And we're super excited. We're going to try to make that happen sometimes next month. So I want y'all to tell me what your thoughts about that. I know there's a lot of people that are out there that I saw somebody, I think it was Alexander just a minute ago, was wanting to get somebody in. I don't know if it was son or daughter. It's 5 years old. They're wanting to get in it. So we will actually have the platform on Barbecue Champs Academy where they can come in. You can get her class. She will show you how she goes about doing everything into detail. And I am super, super excited to have you on Rae as our next cook. You will be our first kids cook to have come on. And I think that is actually also need the venison class as well. Yeah, James has already done. Yeah, we need that venison recipe. So anyway, but I am really, really excited. Um, I hope that everybody would, if you've got a kid that's into kid cues and stuff like that, and you've had a little bit of struggle with, your child getting good walks and stuff. I mean, if you want to be the best, you got to, learn from the best. And this girl right here is absolutely amazing. She's got over 30 top three finishes. She finished at the reserve grand champion at the American, or at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. I heard your brother won the American Royal in the kids division there, so I would imagine y'all probably have a pretty similar recipe. So it's not like your recipes don't work. And anyway, so we are really, really excited to have Rae come on Barbecue Champs Academy. We're going to film her class. I see great things happening for you, sweet lady. You are just so great. Your accomplishments are just can be epic. I think you have the mindset. You've got the attitude. You know what you're doing. You already are looking forward. So when can you go back to the adults? Don't you have to be 14 or 15 to cook that? Isn't it 15 or maybe 16?
Is it 18? I don't remember what the age is. She's got a little while before she.
So you got a little ways to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
If it is 18, that'd mean I'd get my money, right?
Well,
Or
yeah.
I don't know. No, I was saying because if I am 18 and I go and then I win MasterChef Junior, then I would have more money for MasterChef Junior.
There you go. We got New Zealand in the house. Please say hi for me here from New Zealand. So, man, we even got them across the pond, girl. So we'll talk about that. You got $25,000. Now, did you get to keep any of that money, or is Mom and Dad done tuck that away somewhere?
We're going to save it so that I could put it towards my more culinary learning and to help with my restaurant.
She won't.
There you go.
She has to go into an account where she can't do anything. Touch it pretty much till she's 18. So
there you go. Kind of got a little escrow type account. What are you going to do? Where are you going to compete next? Okay, are you going to kind of do more competitions, kids cues and stuff like that?
I want to go back. I'm definitely wanting to go back to Houston.
Yeah, we'll definitely be in Houston.
Okay.
And then
Danny Beats.
Yeah, that's
the Danny Deets. Yeah, that's a good one right there.
She's cooked that one several times. She's won that one too.
You won the Danny Deets cook-off? Wow. Okay,
Yep.
you're amazing.
It slipped my mind for a second.
Okay.
Yeah, we hadn't, with the new baby and everything, we hadn't got to really sit down and plan out for the next year.
Okay.
Especially with all the MasterChef stuff that went on this year.
Right, right.
But we're looking at, I guess, the first chance we get out there. Taking her back out on the roads.
I got you. All right, you live in Oakville, Texas. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
By Oakville. Okay, all right. Man, love you, baby girl. Man, you got a lot of people. Josh is on here. So many people have just reached out. Thank everybody for being on here tonight. This has been just a great interview. Thank you so much. We're so proud of you, Rae. And I know Wade and Sarah, y'all have got to just be absolutely thrilled of what she's accomplished. I see big things for you, and I am so excited once again. If you missed it just a minute ago, she's going to be on Barbecue Champs Academy. She's going to be one of our featured cooks, and she's going to teach the young kids how she goes about cooking steaks and pork chops for Kids Q competition. I'm absolutely excited to have you on. We're going to try to get you in here maybe the next 2 or 3 weeks right after Christmas. And see if we can get you in here and get that film. So it's hey, you're gonna be in front of cameras again. You're a movie star. So anyway, anything that you want to, anybody that you want to thank, anything that you want to talk about that we've missed.
You want to thank everybody for coming out?
Yes, definitely. Thank y'all for watching.
Yeah, we've all watched them. Had a big watch party tonight. That's for sure.
Yes, definitely. And then, honestly, I want to thank everybody who's actually helped who's helped me through my cooking and barbecuing and stuff. Also, Gringo or Alton Paris, Mr. Tim and Miss Jackie
Okay.
Milligan.
Yeah. Fred.
And mm-hmm.
We got
Freddie and Marty.
Fred.
Yes,
Scotty.
definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. That is so awesome. Well, we are so proud of you, Rae. So happy. I think you're going to be a success at whatever you do. Dream big, girl. Keep learning. That's the best thing that you can do. Just practice. Keep learning. Keep trying your new dishes and stuff like that. And I tell you what, 18 years old, all them people at MasterChef, they better be careful when you come on, because you may be following in Dar's footsteps and win junior income and get the adults, because you are very accomplished. And if you ain't cooking a lot of desserts, I know they have to do desserts there. Learn that when you go in against them heavyweights, and I think you're going to be pretty well rounded with all of it. So anyway, well, thank you so much for being on, Wade. Thank you for taking the time to be with her and kind of helping her along. I understand now this was filmed over a year ago, so she's trying to. We see it like it happened last week. This is filmed over a year ago, so if some of the things she's having to think back on, that was a year ago that something like that happened. So it takes a little while to kind of go through and remember all that stuff. And Rae, you did a phenomenal job tonight. You really did. You speak very well, and we had a great time. So many people are congratulating you. Some people are so proud of you. And I mean, congratulations. Great guest, great show. Thank you so much for everybody. Dreams do come true. Just remember that. Hashtag free James. We'll talk a little bit about that. Congratulations. Great interview. Nina and Uncle Flip are so proud of you. Love you. Absolutely. A future world champion. A future world champion cook-off is in her future. I think you're right, Danny. Absolutely. Well, I hope everybody has enjoyed our interview with Rae. Thank y'all so much for being here. We're here every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. We're always talking about barbecue. We're talking about steak competitions. In general, it just allows us as a barbecue and steak family to get together, spend an hour of time talking to people, giving them the limelight when they succeed. To me, that's what Barbecue Champs Academy is all about. So, put that down. If you haven't, you can go in on your Facebook page and you can get notifications from Barbecue Champs Academy when we go live. And when we do, it'll automatically ping you and you can catch us going live on our shows. So hopefully you will join us Tuesday, 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. Now, next Tuesday is the 26th, so it's going to be after Christmas. I will be out of town. Me and my wife are going up to Branson, Missouri for a little vacation. And I will not have a show that week unless if I can get free James, or James, I might talk to him about if he wants to do one for us. But more than likely, we're not. There's going to be a lot of people on Christmas still traveling and maybe coming back from Christmas. We want you to enjoy time with your family. So from my family to yours and Wade and Rae, Merry Christmas to y'all. And I hope y'all have a great one. And to all of our listeners, thank y'all so much for being here. We appreciate you so much. Have a Merry Christmas, and we will see y'all next year. Have a Happy New Year's as well. Y'all take care. Have a lot.